Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you 10 things I love about jewelry making. And as I do that, I'll be putting together this simple bracelet. I'm using some large pearls and some smaller silver seashell beads, along with some silver wire and just a few simple tools. So if you're interested in learning how to make jewelry yourself, you can watch and see just how easy it can be. Now let's get started. And I'll begin the bracelet and share with you 10 things I love about jewelry making. So grab a cup of tea and come on and join me. Number 1, the first thing I love about jewelry making is that it's meditative. I quickly fall deep in thought when I'm working on jewelry. What better way to unwind after a long, stressful day than to relax and do something meditative that takes your focus away from your troubles and instead turns them to something fun and peaceful? It's been known for years that art can be therapeutic and relaxing. If it's something that will lend some peace to my life, then I'll take it. These are some hard times we're going through right now, and I believe that everyone should have a creative outlet, no matter what type of thing that may be. Maybe it's coloring, or singing, or baking, or collecting rocks. If it offers you some peace, then by all means, do it. Number 2 on my list is jewelry making is compact. Jewelry making doesn't take up a lot of space, especially when you're just starting out. You can do basic jewelry making in virtually any room of your home, and once you are finished, you can pack it all up and stash it away until next time. The key to doing this is staying organized and having a great system in place for organizing things such as small beads and components. You can get all different types of bead boxes at craft stores. And sometimes I even come across them at the thrift store, so keep your eyes open. And remember, you do not need a lot of space to start making jewelry. A kitchen table will do. Number 3 on my list of things I love about jewelry making is the tools are once and done. And what I mean by that is quality tools will last you a lifetime. So once that investment is made, all you need to buy are supplies, such as beads, chain, and miscellaneous components known as findings. So once you purchase your jewelry making tools, you most likely will never have to purchase them again. A word to the wise though, when buying your first tool, such as pliers, get the best you can afford, but keep it towards the middle of the road. And what I mean by that is don't buy the least expensive, cheapest ones you can find, because they will probably not last you very long and might be very difficult to use. And on the other side of the coin, don't go crazy buying the most expensive, because in the beginning you never know whether it's going to be something you are going to stick with in the long run. Instead, find the happy medium and look for advice about tools that won't break the bank but will last a long time. Also, don't overbuy. Don't buy tools until you need them. It's really easy to buy unnecessary tools, equipment, and gizmos that can really be a waste of money. And this leads us to number 4. And number 4 on my list of things that I love about jewelry making is that it's not a big investment. As I said in my last one, you don't have to spend lots of money to get started making jewelry. You should always start small. This goes for tools as well as supplies such as beads, components, chain, and the like. Trust me, it's really easy to go to the craft store or bead shop and walk out spending more than you had planned. This especially is likely to happen when you first start out because you don't know exactly what you want or need. So you gravitate toward things that you're attracted to. Now, don't let that happen until you are more of an experienced jewelry maker who has built up an inventory and knows what they already have at home and what you might need. Then it's perfectly fine to let yourself go with the flow and gravitate towards what you are attracted to. But as I said in my last point, look for basic tools such as pliers that are middle of the road price, good quality, and once again, only buy things that you really need. It's so easy to walk into a bead shop and all of a sudden your heart skips a beat and you feel a rush of endorphins because everything is just so beautiful and there are so many possibilities. Take it easy. My daughters can tell you what I say to them every single time before we walk into the bead section of the craft store. Don't let me buy any blue or green beads. Number 5, a little goes a long way. You can do a lot with basic techniques. Did you ever look at something that seems very intricate, but the longer you look at it, you can eventually see that it's actually a lot simpler than it looks? Jewelry making is a lot like this, especially when you don't yet know how something is made. For example, some types of wire work can look almost magical, intricate, beautiful, and technical all at the same time. And don't get me wrong, some techniques are not for beginners and take quite a lot of learning and practice to master. But for many kinds of jewelry, you'd be surprised to learn that they were put together with just a few simple, basic techniques. These things, such as a wrapped loop, are the foundations of basic jewelry making, and you need to master those to be successful. You need to do them over and over again, and trust me, you will, until they become second nature to you. The great news is that all you need is a little bit of patience and practice, and you'll be on your way in no time at all. You have to have that stick-to-itiveness. Now, number 6 on my list of things that I love about jewelry making is that there are a myriad of different types of jewelry that you can make. What I mean by this is that there are so many different types of jewelry to explore. These different jewelry styles can sometimes seem endless. There's beaded jewelry, such as strung jewelry. There's wire-wrapped jewelry, gemstone jewelry, upcycled jewelry, resin jewelry, broken china jewelry. And that is just the tip of the iceberg. Each of these different types of jewelry call for different types of tools and materials, and each of these types of jewelry is unique in its own way. That's great for the jewelry maker because it gives you lots of options to pick from. Each of us is an individual, and each of us has our own personality, our own style, our own interests, and our own likes. What type of jewelry will you like? What will you be drawn to make? Isn't it exciting to think about? I'd love to know what you're drawn to, so leave me a comment below and let me know. What kind of jewelry would you like to learn to make? What are you curious about? Now, number 7 on my list of 10 things I love about jewelry making is this. It has a rich history. It's interesting. Jewelry making has a magnificent history that I love to explore and that I am always learning from. You can think about one place in the entire world and they have their own type of ornamentation and jewelry. In any era, in any decade, think about it. Think about how styles and designs have come and gone over the years. For example, Art Deco in the 1920s. What about Egyptian jewelry? Did you know there was a period in the 1920s that wasn't just Art Deco, but combined Egyptian influence to create Egyptian-inspired Art Deco jewelry and design? And it was known as Egyptian Revivalism? If you didn't know it yet, I'm a huge history buff. It's one of my biggest passions, and I could spend hours in museums looking at historical jewelry. The thing of it is, all these things from the past influence what's happening now, even if it's in the most subtle way. What's the point of history? The point of history is to learn from it. I'm fascinated with jewelry throughout history, and it's definitely one of the reasons I love jewelry making. Leave a comment below and let me know, what types of historical jewelry do you love? I would love to hear. Moving on to number 8 of the 10 things that I love about jewelry making is the sheer variety of creativity from different makers. I find great joy in seeing what other people create, other people's creations and their creativity expressed as jewelry. I'm talking about people who truly come up with their own ideas and create something that no one else has ever seen or done before. That is someone who is truly creative. Anyone can learn a technical skill with lots of practice and repetition. For example, I can teach anyone to solder. With lots and lots of practice, you can become great at soldering. That is a technical skill. You're basically just repeating what I'm teaching you. Until you take it in a completely new direction that I've never seen before. That is being creative. There's a big difference between being creative and having technical skill. But it's when I come across those two things together in one person that I find something fresh and new, and it makes me think, wow, that's really cool. I love that. I see a lot of it on Pinterest, where people share their work, and those things can be a real springboard for other people's creativity. I find the variety of creativity that I see in different artists very inspiring. Now, number 9 of the 10 things I love about jewelry making is the constant change. The world of jewelry is always changing and evolving, and to me, that's exciting. Think about it. If it were static, it would be pretty boring after a while, because everybody would be doing the same thing, and there would be nothing new. But that's not the way things are. And that's another reason why I love jewelry making. It's constantly changing and evolving in so many different ways and in so many different directions that it keeps it lively and alive. And number 10 of the 10 things that I love about jewelry making is that it's fun. It's just plain fun. Buying beads and supplies is fun. Choosing the beads and jewelry components and selecting which ones go together and actually sitting and putting the jewelry together is very enjoyable and gives me a sense of accomplishment. Why do something if you don't love it and enjoy it? If it's not going to be fun, then don't bother. But if you find enjoyment in what you do, then you will always be rewarded with the happiness and the feeling of self-satisfaction that is so important. And that wraps up the 10 things that I love about jewelry making. I would love to hear what you love about jewelry making, so leave me a comment below and share your thoughts. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And as always, I would love to hear from you. So leave a comment below and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.